I hear this mindset among African churches where they talk about the curse of the firstborn, meaning that those who are born into a family, into a newly made family, get to experience a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, a lot of anguish, and this mindset attributes this to spiritual forces, to people in the village, to demons, to curses, and all that, and they take it very, very seriously. And as you can see on this picture, they talk about, oh, Father, help me break barriers my parents couldn't break in Jesus' name. Every power drawing, you just rejecting satanic arrangements, you know, just all sorts of prayers left, right, and center, trying to free the firstborn from spiritual curses. I have another take on all this. Is it not just possible that new parents are trying to figure things out? Is it not just possible that a young couple don't know what it is to raise a child? It's their first time, they don't know the boundaries between discipline and love. If you buy a car, and let's say you want to buy a car for the first time, you're always advised not to buy an expensive car. You buy something cheap that, if it crashes, you are not too much out of pocket. So if that applies to normal things in any aspect of life, whether it's being a pilot, relationships, any aspect, getting a job, experience counts. Why is it any different when it comes to having a child? Let me take an example of a family of four. You always find that, now, this is, you know, not every family, but I think this will apply across the board. Let's take a family of four. The firstborn will be the most traumatized, the one that experiences a lot of pain from the parents and all that because the parents are trying to figure things out. The second born, a lot less, but also traumatized because the parents are fine tuning, their approach. They're seeing what works and what doesn't work. The third child will start being pampered, yeah, and the parents will have learned what not to do and what to do and filtered, all the bad stuff out. And then if there's a fourth child, that fourth child will be more or less like the baby of the family. That's why they have that term, the baby of the family, because the person is pampered. But when you now have a mindset where you are thinking that, oh, there are demons and spiritual forces all against you, and this is the problem with religion. It doesn't allow the parents or the firstborn or whoever to sit down and say, hold on, okay, let's leave the demons and spiritual forces, let's put them aside, let's just leave the people in the villages, trying to harm us at arm's length. Let's leave them for just for a moment and let's think what is really happening here. What is really happening here? A child comes into the world as an innocent being. Whatever you template onto that child, the child will give back to you. That child will fight to survive. That child will fight to have an identity. It is a tiny kid against two adults. If the adults are not well structured, if they are not properly balanced and matured and know what it is to be a parent, it's going to be chaos for that child. It's going to be chaos. And this mindset of attributing this struggle to external forces and it does not allow for a sensible or logical resolution or the ability to put in systems and templates and processes to be able to you know alleviate this kind of suffering that firstborns experience. And what can this system be, or this process? It can be, okay, a community gets together and says, okay, you know what, when we have our firstborns, they normally go through trials, and it's difficult for the firstborn. We see that they have, you know, maybe mental health issues. There's something going on. What is it that is going on? Why is it that the firstborn, struggles a lot compared to the lastborn? And then they will say that and I say, okay, is it just, could it just be that the parents are not experienced? And then they'll now say, okay, let's have a community forum or something where new parents sit down with parents who have their second, third, or fourth, fifth, sixth child, and the experienced parents who have had many years, decades with children, school the new parents and say, okay, this is how you treat children, this is what you do, this is what you don't do. Isn't that a better idea? Isn't that a better approach than attributing it to spiritual forces? Just thinking. Thank you.